All right, we're recording now. Dang, dude, that's a
Okay, we're
big,
live.
yeah. That's a big transition.
For those of you who didn't hear, I just told Omar that I lost over 150 pounds, and now I look this great.
You look more beautiful every day.
Thank you.
What are you like doing like workouts and stuff too?
Oh yeah, yeah. Since I've been home, since my job shut down, both of them, I've just been waking up in the morning, going outside, tanning, drinking my coffee, reading a book, and then I'll come inside and work out and yeah, just do my thing.
Heck yeah. Are you um are you able to be creative like during with all this downtime? Or are you
Well,
mostly like working on yourself?
I'm working on myself, and I just moved before all
Oh
this
yeah.
shit went down. I moved out of my mom's house, and now I'm renting out this big ass studio.
Wow, look at that, dude.
It's fucking huge, and it's
I
like
like
all
those
Native
lights.
American. Oh yeah, it's my vanity area.
Wow. I dig it, dude. Have you I just like it. That's cool. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
And now I've just been working on this, putting all this together, doing some like remodeling, just trying to make it my own little space since I have the time.
Yeah, how do you do that? Like, cause I feel like you're pretty good at that. Just whenever I've gone to wherever you're dwelling at, there's always just like something special about it. Like I remember I went over to your place one time and there was like you had a little like meditation, like you turned like the closet into like a little shrine
Uh-huh.
area to just chill out.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool about you. Like, how do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how I'm able to do it. And all the stuff that I have around me, I paid like zero money for it. Like
Yeah.
these blue velvet seats that I'm on, I found a set of these outside, like 3 houses down, and I fucking snag them and I make it my own.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Like
if I
it
didn't
comes to
have
you.
that, yeah, if I didn't have that creative outlook, I don't know what I'd be doing this time. 'Cause the only thing that's been saving me in this quarantine is like drugs, porn, and wine.
Oh,
You
dude.
know, I'm playing.
uh, I mean, I'm glad that you're still able to like find that outlet.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What do you have
What
hanging
about you?
on your ear?
I just have some metallic feathers dangling from my hoops.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah,
what's
I
up.
made this. It's just
You
a
made it?
yeah, yeah. I just like took apart some other earrings and just like put them together
Cool.
to fit
Uh,
my aesthetic.
yeah, that aesthetic, that eclectic aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Something that like just it's like getting like recalled right now just like talking to you is that like you're one of the most like charismatic people I know, and I'm like thinking like what the heck about him is like makes him so like just like good to talk to or like feel good to be around. And so like I've noticed just throughout the years that I've known you, I've always tried to like find little bits of like what you make me
Mm-hmm.
feel and then try and make other people feel that. So thank you, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude, definitely. Just like how you
I know.
yeah, like how you I don't know, just like the way you talk to people and the way that you're like just the way you say like, oh, like you look great, what have you been doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that that interest in other people is something that I admire about you.
It's really just putting out that energy because I receive it back,
Oh yeah.
and I like get a high off of it. Like generally trying to figure out someone else or figure out their happiness or their point of view helped me understand life better, myself better, and then the person better.
Yeah, that's what's up. what uh what do you want to talk about?
Um, I recall you posted something about like the whole Hermetic system.
Oh, hermetic philosophy.
Yeah. And so I dove into ancient Egypt alchemy
Yeah, dude.
and the Egyptian roots of like sound and sound science that they fucking figured out
Whoa.
long time ago. And I'll send you the link to
Right.
this documentary that I've been listening to, and it's all about, you know, as above, so below. If you haven't seen that movie, that's what first got me into this whole spiral and diving into this
Heck
of
yeah.
this other higher power that was kind of like unheard of, and it was almost like seemed as like devil worshiping, you know. The clergy didn't want anything to do with it, and it was its own power, you know.
Wow.
But this shit was around, you know, back in the ancient Egyptian times.
Yeah. Kemet.
I'll send you the thing, but you know, and it's kind of like what I believe in about, like, you know, the sky and its stars making music for you, and the sun and moon praising you, and the
What?
Neturu or gods singing to you.
That sounds beautiful. This you said the
Yeah.
stars making music to you. What say that again?
Okay. So the sky and its stars make music for you. The sun and moon praise you, and the Neturu, Neteru, or gods sing to you.
Wow.
And this, you can see an example of this in the temple of Detara, and an example is as above, so below, because in the temple, all the carvings above are all the zodiacs, the heavenly zodiacs, and then below is dedicated to the goddess Hathor,
Mm.
and Hathor is the goddess of music and transformation.
Hathor. The,
Hathor,
that's an Egyptian god?
that's an Egyptian goddess, yeah.
Goddess.
And like Hathor, you can also find this in the Hindu cow goddess, Vak.
Oh yeah.
And she is the goddess of like logos or logic. And Vak or Vaka or Vok is the root word for voice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And, you know, the ancient Egyptians believed by singing chants in harmony, it made humans grow into gods.
Dude, that's really powerful. Just the power that we have in our words, and especially
Mm-hmm.
like when we express it into something like singing, like it's
Yeah.
such a pure way to like create our realities, and or just like to tap into that like superpower as humans. What are you gonna say?
No, no, that's exactly right. There's like the whole seven like pillars of like all this stuff that you can manifest all this within yourself if you just understand the as above, so below, or the cause and effect of this universe, you know?
Oh yeah. Have you heard of a book called The Kabbalion?
No.
Let me grab it real quick.
Okay. As we wait for him, I'm going to continue talking about this if it's not boring everybody, and play musical example at the end.
Can you see it? It's a yeah, dude. It's about Hermetic philosophy. This is kind of what I mean. I've heard about like Hermeticism before this, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is what like really like just gave me the foundation of the different principles that are inside of Hermetic philosophy.
What's the title again? I'm sorry.
The Kabbalion,
Can I see
Kybalion. It's probably is it
the?
reversed?
No, it's good.
Oh, okay, good.
KY. Okay. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty interesting. Like just the way you're talking about, like as above, so below, like
Mm-hmm.
cause and effect. There's also the law of gender. Like there's like male and
Yeah.
female energies,
Mm-hmm.
and what else? There's like mentalism, the way that we like create things in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a one of the concepts in this book that I think you really like is like what we experience is kind of like a pendulum. So I don't know, let's say like one day you might feel like very happy, and that's like the swing of the pendulum this way,
Mm-hmm.
and then another day you might feel like very sad, and that's like the swing of the pendulum this way. So they're like the two extremes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you're actually like not at you can actually like go up the string of the pendulum, so you don't feel like it's still happening under you, but you
Yeah.
actually like transcend those feelings, those
Mm-hmm.
emotions, and you don't let it like affect you in that same kind of way. Like you're not at its effect, even though it's still happening.
Yeah.
So that really like helped me as far as like dealing with some like negative mental thing. It's like, oh, it's just the pendulum swinging under me kind of thing. It's not like you're not at the pendulum, but you're actually at the top of the string.
Wow.
This is cool, dude. I like talking about this kind of stuff.
Me too, dude. I was so into. I have my little notes. I came prepared.
Yeah, thanks.
I have videos. I was telling your audience when you went to go get the book that I even have a cool musical example of
Oh, what's
this.
that?
Because another example, as above so below,
Yeah.
is the bird, the swallow.
Mm-hmm.
The goddess Isis also represents the swallow. It's the one goddess with the big old wings, right?
Yeah.
And the swallow, they used to sing in these frequencies, and the frequencies of their songs and its dominant notes are C sharp and F sharp. And the largest star in our universe, the Eta Carinae star,
Yeah.
also vibrates at those same frequencies as the fucking swallow song. So they're.
Wow.
And they understood this and they knew it. And it's like, we're in modern times and we still don't understand it, or can't grasp that power that they had.
Yeah. That's trippy, dude. How are they able to like be in touch with that kind of stuff, and like what's like preventing our society from like reaching that? I mean, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there are some people that like are open to it and kind of stuff, and maybe it's just like not a priority for people to understand
Mm-hmm.
right now. But yeah, dude, that's super powerful. The
I
swallow notes are C sharp and F sharp.
Yeah. And I think for those who want to like tap into it, or even use this as a form of meditation, even the ancient Egyptians said if you sang in nature, anything in nature, its force field will grow if you intentionally sing to the things in nature, like the trees or even the rocks or whatever. Everything has its own force field, and it will
Yeah.
grow with yours if you intentionally sing stuff to it.
Heck yeah, dude.
It
Yeah.
reflects heavenly harmony.
Wow. It reflects heavenly harmony.
You like that?
Yeah. Did you write it?
Oh yeah, it's on my notes.
Speaking about heavenly harmony and like the power of our voice, I definitely like experienced that because I play music for church. Like I'm part of the worship team. So
Nice.
yeah, dude. So it's like it's my honor to lead
Mm-hmm.
people into a divine presence, to like cultivate that kind of like divine atmosphere for people. And we do that with like our voices and our hands with the strings we play. And then like it's just like super powerful to see that thing, like that divine breakthrough like growing in the people, like in on the altar, that are like, it's like I see people reach that emotional release or that spiritual release, and it's like, well, I'm playing a part of that. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally playing like the bass. I'm literally like singing into a tribute to that atmosphere.
That's funny because it took me a little bit to understand that.
Yeah.
And because I also sing at a church. I'm
Yeah.
a section leader. I got hired as like the first section leader at Holy Trinity Lutheran Church right next to Kowloon, where we went.
Yeah.
And to me it was like, okay, I'm doing this job, but I felt the power within myself. Like it gave me that good feeling. And it took this lady to come up to me, and she's was thanking me so much because I do the solos and I sing in the choir. And she says that they look forward to my singing or the choir's music because it's now a part of their worship. And that's what gets them to that level of their spirituality, to feel that connection with God, is by listening to our music or to my voice. And that like blew my mind. And I was like, whoa,
Wow.
like I understood that for my own sense of being, but to relate that with somebody else and to give them that too, and actually be confirmed that by this person, really like opened up my fucking soul.
Yeah, dude, dang, that's beautiful the way you explained that. It opened up your soul. Like, what did it open up your soul to? Just that experience, or what?
That experience, and then now it's like I can feel like this weird connection to everybody in the congregation. When they look at me,
Wow.
it's like, oh my God, like I'm giving them something. I'm not just a background noise, and the edge of the church, you know, next to the organ or piano, you know?
Yeah. It sounds like super fulfilling to you.
It is. I really like it.
Well, talking about like singing in churches, I have a really interesting experience that I think you'd enjoy. So on Christmas Christmas Eve, I got home probably around like 11:30 or so,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember I was like home alone, and I just didn't want to be home, so I decided to go take a walk in my neighborhood. So I'm just like walking, and then all of a sudden, like in my head, I hear, "What you're looking for is 2 streets down." And I'm like, "What the heck? Like, what is this thought that's in my head?" So I just like acknowledge it, and I'm like, "All right, let's go see what's going down 2 streets down, I guess." So I walk down there and I see a bunch of lights coming from a Catholic church right there, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Whoa, that's kind of trippy." So I like walk inside, and it's like pretty full. It's like a midnight mass, and I remember like I sit in the back, and I'm just chilling right there, and I'm thinking like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, because it was just trippy to, but I was open to it, anyways. And then I thought like, or I heard another thing at that point. It was so I'm sitting in the pews, and I heard, "You're gonna help them in a little bit," and I'm like, what? Like, I was like, what the heck? And then after I had that thought, somebody sat next to me, so I couldn't just like get up and leave.
Yeah.
So I was like,
You're
okay, like,
trapped.
yeah. But what, and then like later on, what I realized, like I was there to help. Like I consider myself like a worshiper, like a worship leader,
Yeah.
and that I think like my purpose, like my mission there was to help just like sing, like contribute to the voices, because I'm sitting like in the back, and like the choir is like away from us.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, oh, like there's notes and like words about God in front of me. Like I can do this. Like this is literally like what like my gift is, what I feel like one of my gifts is. So it was a trip, dude. Just like contributing in that way.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know why that was on my heart to tell you, but it just came out.
Have you gone back?
No, not to that one.
Oh, okay.
But you want to get back to Hermeticism? I want to see what else is on your notes.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a little bit left. So the Egyptian temples were also built in alignment with the heavens, and each temple is tuned to a scale
What the
based
heck?
on, yes, based on the dimensions and proportions. And
What?
yeah, it's so fucking cool. And I actually have a little recording. This lady named Annie Williams researched all this stuff in the 90s, and she's a harp player. And I think she probably got into it because, you know, ancient Egyptians had their form of harps, and they had 7 strings, and each string was colored to its vibration or its tone. And is like the 7 harp strings and the crystal colors of the spectrum, and it's so cool. And it's like the chakras, you know, and it goes into that too. So let
Hmm.
me play this. This song is called Sarah, and it's homage to the goddess Hathor.
Sound alchemy. That was pretty sick,
Isn't that fucking cool?
dude. That sounded like super metal, but like
Holy,
mystical.
yeah, no, exactly. Like, doesn't it make you want to just throw some babies in a pile of alligators and build a fucking pyramid?
What?
Like how they did back in the day? No, I'm playing.
Oh, dude, baby alligators though. That was cool. That was the documentary you're talking about.
Yes, it is, and I'll
All right.
send it to you. I don't know if you can put a link on, you know, if other people can watch it and get into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
It's
I'll put it in the description.
it's like a hour and 37 minutes, but it's a good watch.
Cool. I dig it, dude. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Do you know anything else about alchemy, or like are you an alchemist?
I don't know yet.
Cool.
I dabbled into researching it a while ago, and then got too busy with modern day life, and now since I'm home, I am starting to read about it and get into it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's such a like romantic concept to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You can like take one thing and turn it into something else. I think like we can do like a mental alchemy when we have a situation, like let's say we have like a traumatic experience in our past, and
Mm-hmm.
then either that experience happened, you can't change it, but you can change your perspective on it and think like, oh wow, instead of seeing myself as a victim, I see myself as more resilient, more like I have more strength, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that I'm a much better human being able to like go through that and like make it out to the other side, as opposed to seeing yourself as a victim. So that's like a mental alchemy that you like transmuting one thing into something that serves you better.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole seven ancient principles of the Hermetics, is for
Yeah.
self mastery.
Yeah.
And if you really just understand these principles of how this universe works, it's really cool. Like the first principle is mentalism,
Yeah.
and it's the all is mind and the universe is mental,
Hmm.
which is really cool.
Yeah, on that subject, you know that the painting of, I think it was Rembrandt or Michelangelo, where like Adam is like touching God's hand or reaching
Yeah,
for
yeah,
God's
yeah.
hand.
The creation of Adam, right?
I think so. The That image, God is painted inside of the brain.
Let me see.
Yeah, pull it up.
Oh, you're fucking right.
It's a trip, huh?
Okay, let me show. Yeah, dude,
Dang.
look at the lobes.
The lobes. He's up
The
in there.
fucking lobes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna say the other laws or
Oh, yeah, the other principles? Okay, so that was
yeah.
the first one of mentalism. The second one is the principle of correspondence, which is the as above, so below concept. Like as within, so without, as without, so within.
Yeah. Can you give an example of that?
I think it's like how you see these relationships between ourselves and nature and the universe. Like, let me show you. Look at the picture. Like
Oh
how
wow.
all these relate to each other, and you can find it in any dimension of this universe.
Mm, yeah. The cell is like the universe.
Exactly.
Another one example that comes to mind is the like your environment is a reflection of your internal.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have, I don't know, like I just think like if my room is organized, if like my home is organized, then like everything in here is organized, like
Yeah.
spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Or if it's like if my room is creative, then like my internal is creative.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think about, like as above, so below, as within, so without, that kind of correspondence.
Yeah.
And also like just how what I like what I like about you, how you like make other people feel and then you start to receive that as well.
Yeah, we're going back to that same concept we are talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And like that example I was showing you, how we all are related with, just nature and the way things move. I think it has to do with also like with sacred geometry
Oh yeah. The
and
numbers,
how
dude.
numbers and just how energy just travels so perfectly. And if you just pay attention to how things work, it's just done in this beautiful way, you know?
Heck yeah, dude.
And
Dude,
like
yeah.
one day when it was raining, I was, driving, and then if you just stare at, it's really weird, but I just noticed these weird things. Like when a car in front of me is, speeding off, and you just look at the water, how it's moving from the tires,
Mm,
they're like these waves of it's just so perfect how energy just flows and moves, and you just have to go with it. If you resist it, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. That's wisdom. That's I mean, like, yeah, there's a time to like push back, and then there's a time to like go with the current.
It's just like you said, let the pendulum flow and just be on top of it and just let
Yeah.
it go, and you can manifest what you need to from it.
Yeah, like once you see the way the water flows, you can use it in a way to serve you, or just like sit there and appreciate it at the same time, like having respect for the way the energy is flowing
You have
perfectly
to
around
have
you.
you have to respect it, you know?
Oh yeah.
And it's like the same respect I have for, my bringing up and, being Catholic, it's the same respect I have for God and that, spiritualism, for that and the people. You have to just understand that, which is the third principle of all this, is the principle of vibration. Everything moves, everything vibrates, nothing is resting, and you just have to respect that and go with it and use it.
Heck yeah, dude. Nothing is at rest,
Hmm.
and everything is like malleable. Like the body that you have now isn't the same body that you were 7 years ago.
No, my body isn't the same since 6 months ago. Look at this.
I know, dude. I see it. Yeah, that's really powerful. Like I think about how a lot of people hold on to certain pain
Hmm.
that they they try to cement it in their body, or they do it like unconsciously, like holding on to like, oh, like I don't know, like I have a bad shoulder, and like you make that part of your identity. But
Hmm.
it's that nothing is fixed. Like it's not, you're only, it's only there because you make it there. You actually have the like the power to let it not be there anymore and create a new like a new makeup.
Hmm.
Since it's not, like everything is moving, you can like move it out of you.
I wonder if we sound crazy to other people.
I don't know, dude. I feel like anybody listening to us is listening to us for a reason at this point.
They just need something.
Yeah, it's all good. I think I'm a little crazy, but I need a little bit to like, it's like a little spice I have to sprinkle into all the stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah, we all need help. Okay.
Yeah, help us.
Help me.
Pray for us, guys. And then the next one is polarity,
Polarity, the
the fourth
principle.
principle.
Yeah. Everything is a dual. Everything has its poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. That's why I think people fight so much on their points of views, and this modern time of politics and whatever. It's like, yeah, you can push so much, but there's also the opposite side it has the same effect.
Definitely.
So it just goes down to just that, let it go, just respect and just love each other.
Heck yeah. That's a like one concept I think about as far as polarity is like hot and cold are actually the same thing.
Hmm.
That's kind of mind blowing to think about. Like what's hot here in California, it's probably like 90 degrees, 100 degrees, but
Hmm.
that is cold compared to the sun.
Hmm.
And then what is cold like is also hot, or what is dull is also sharp. It just depends on what you like relate it to.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
just
yeah,
it's just that whole principle. Opposites are the same, only varying in degree.
yeah, exactly. So if you're sad, you're actually happy.
Hmm.
If you're sorrowful, you're actually joyful. It just depends on what you relate it to, the
Yeah,
varying degree.
it's like everything, all things rise and fall. It's like the pendulum, which you can manifest into everything, which is actually the fifth principle, the principle of rhythm.
Yeah, I think that's super powerful, and it's that one means a lot to me. It's like the power of rhythm. As far as music, like you can take like the notes that sound worse together, but if you put like a stanky rhythm to it, it's just like, ooh, like it makes it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
or you don't even need to play notes. Like if you just have like a really good rhythm, then that's what is like captivating. That's something, there's something like internal about that. Like it's like
It's
a
just the
heartbeat.
pulse of life.
Exactly.
You
It's yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's the first thing that we hear when we're in the womb.
definitely.
It's just the pulse of life, the heartbeat, the rhythm.
I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember the womb, but I don't know if that's the first. Is that the first thing we hear?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty trippy, huh?
Yeah.
I
We
remember
were.
it like it was just yesterday.
I know, dude. You know, a question I love asking babies or like little children is like, "Hey, what was it like before you were
Do you want some
born?"
candy?
You want some candy?
You want some candy? Come over here.
Dude. Oh man.
Sorry, what was the question? Sorry.
Do you remember what it was like before you were born?
They're like, what?
um, but you were saying something else about rhythm. Oh yeah, like our heartbeat, dude. And
Mhm.
that also like when you take the time to like listen to that internal rhythm of your heartbeat and your breath, that's like a gateway into your spirit, like the thing that's there without you realizing all the time. Like you can actually like control your breath to a certain extent, but it's always
Mhm.
going to be breathing as long as you're alive. Your lungs are always going to be working. So like you can actually like when you become conscious of that of your breath, then you actually like go into these deeper levels of the inner workings of your mind. It's like you get closer to the things that you're unconscious to.
Whoa.
Like yeah, dude. Like if you want to set a new pattern in your life, like if you want to break an old habit and create one that better serves you, it's better to do it like after some breathing exercises, because your brain is in a more like pure state. It's in
Mhm.
like a more like you have the power to program it now, as opposed to like if you're like running around like frantically, then
Yeah,
it's not going to like sink in as deeply in the same way. But you can actually like take control of that part of you.
that's really cool. I'll try that.
Heck yeah. And then
Um,
yeah.
it's like going back to like singing, especially in a choir too. It's like eventually, whenever the big mass of people are singing the same things, we all start, our hearts start beating at the same time, because we're all breathing the same time. And
Such a
that's
trip.
just amazing how multiple people can come together and all beat at the same rhythm internally.
Yeah, dude. That's a that collective experience.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the magic in the air when that happens. Like even if maybe like I don't know, like you feel it with the people that you're creating with, the people that
Mm-hmm.
you're singing with and breathing with, but then also you see its effect. Like you see
Mm-hmm.
what it like does to the people that are like witnessing it or that are like soaking it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the next law, the law of cause and effect, or the principle of cause and effect.
Like everything, every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause, everything happens according to law.
Yeah.
But chance is but a name for law that's not recognized.
Wow. Chance. Do you I feel like we create our own luck.
Or is it that we are so in tune to these principles that the law of luck or chance, which is a law that is not recognized, we just know how to use it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Uh-huh.
right, we're on the same page.
um it's like karma, I guess you can say, in other
Sure.
terms. And I always tell like my younger brothers, I'm like, don't cash in all your coins. Like I kind of make this internal dialogue or communication with God, this higher power, or it's like when I really need something to work out, I'll cash in my coins. I'll put that intention, like, okay, I really need this to work out, and then something will happen to get paid back. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you've told me this before, like throughout the years, cashing in your coins.
Cashing your coins. So every time, like, my younger brother, he's kind of a speed racer, and I'm like, don't cash in your coins because you might need those later.
Yeah,
Don't, you know,
dude, that gave
put
me a little bit of
yourself,
shivers. Like,
yeah, because you can, it's your fucking karma money. You can use it however you want if you know how to spend it,
right. Be
So
wise with your coins.
be wise with your coins, and then know that if you spend them, that you're gonna have to deposit some later in some way, and
Hmm.
that can be like the bad karma or the bad luck or something, or the law of cause and effect, getting something back from you.
Yeah, and it's like important to like think about the seeds that you're sowing, because you're gonna like they're gonna be growing and they're gonna have to be harvested later. Like you can
Hmm.
sow seeds that are gonna be like fruitful and that like your future self is gonna be happy with, and that are gonna benefit others or like get you to wherever you want to go. Or you could like sow like seeds of poison that you don't even realize, or even just like neglect will cause like weeds to grow. And
Hmm.
like yeah, dude, before you know it, like the garden is full of weeds when it could have been full of like a bountiful harvest. That's what I think about like every day, like making sure that I know that every effort that I do to grow myself, I'm like sowing seeds that like it's gonna create more coins for me later. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, and you said
investments are growing.
neglect.
Yeah. Neglect
Neglect
causes weeds to grow.
causes weeds to grow.
Yeah, I got this concept from a man named Jim Rohn. He's like a motivational speaker. Really,
Hmm.
really good thinker. He also has another cool metaphor where the like illustrating like the power of your mind. So
Hmm.
the mind is like a giant like a giant machine that has like this immense power, but it only needs like a little human driver at the top.
Hmm.
So that little thing is like the the mind, and then the machine is like your potential. And if there's no driver there, it's gonna like cause damage.
Wow.
You want to get to the next principle?
Yeah, the seventh principle, which is the principle of gender, which you were talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think it's super beautiful. I think it also like pertains to you because you're like a Gemini.
Hmm. I've always had this polarity of not two people. They say Geminis are like two-faced or whatever. I just have this understanding of what parts of myself need to come out more to not necessarily get what I want, or how to work out in a situation, how to talk to certain people, how to get what I need. I just can manifest these different aspects of myself and bring it forward and use it. And it's also like this principle of gender, you know, obviously, I am a gay male, but at the same time, I have this androgynous thing to me where I'm handsome but beautiful at the same time.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I can use that at my will.
Sure. Yeah, you're definitely like a very beautiful person in my life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a very handsome person in my life.
Thanks.
So gender isn't everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all the planes.
Yeah, that's how like things are created. Like there needs to be these two like similar but slightly different things to come together to create the next one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when like a symbolic thing I heard about gender is like the river that flows is the feminine, and the masculine is the riverbed, like the rock underneath it
Wow.
that guides the flow. And then another one is like, so the emotions are like the feminine. So a storm of emotions is the feminine, and then the mountain that is like grounded is the
Mm-hmm.
masculine that the storm beats against. Maybe another way to put it also is the a piece of art, the actual
Mm-hmm.
art that is like your eye is drawn to is the feminine, and the masculine is the frame that holds it.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. What kind of art do you have behind you, by the way?
Let me see. I'll show you. All this stuff was in here
Whoa.
when I moved in, and so I was like, I'm gonna fucking keep it.
Wow.
We have like a sacrificial painting over here.
Dang, dude. That's pretty cool.
And then I turned my closet into a fucking Salvador Dali shrine
Wow.
with all my posters everywhere. And then I have my little skull over here. My great grandma smoking a cigarette.
Oh.
Then I have my little taxidermy owl hanging.
That's an owl? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Is that fucking cool?
That's pretty metal, dude. Reminds
My
me of a
grandma gave me that.
That's beautiful.
She's like, do you want an owl? Like, what do you mean? She's like, come on, let me show you. She's like, I found it. She has like 150 acres, like past Santa Maria. And she finds these skulls or these animals, and then she preserves them, and then she gives them to us.
That seems really special.
I grew up getting in the mail rattlesnake tails that she used to hunt and kill on her property, you know, because you don't want them roaming around and get bit.
That's
And there's
hard.
pictures of her with like decapitated fucking rattlesnakes, you know, and a shovel in one hand, the snakes in the other.
Wow.
And right now I have a coyote skeleton chilling outside. I have to soak it in bleach and preserve it.
Did you kill a coyote?
I never will kill. I like furs. I like the skulls. I like the stuff, but I'll never purchase it or to kill it or anything. If I can find it out in nature, like my grandma does, she finds it on her land and then she, you know, preserves them. I'll keep it in respect of its life, you know?
Yeah. How'd you get a
But
coyote skull? Did you get that from your grandma too?
yeah,
A
she gave me all
coyote?
this stuff.
Thing. Soaking it in
Yeah,
bleach.
so it's chilling outside in a plastic bag, all dried up. So I need to soak it in bleach and then scrub off the remaining fur and flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're inspiring me.
Yeah? What?
Yeah. I'll just
go kill some coyotes.
No, like maybe like I don't know, just I like that imagery. Like there's that like really like gory, but it's also like real. You know what I mean? Like
it's so real.
Yeah, that part of reality that we kind of we don't have in the light in our society often.
No, because all the shit that we eat is all slaughtered somewhere else. We don't do it anymore ourselves. You know, we don't have that same respect of, you know, we're taking a life and it's nourishing us and we're going to respect it and, you know, be grateful for what we have found or are able to capture, you know, on our own in nature, you know?
Yeah. But have you been to like national parks and stuff?
I think so. Yeah.
What is
like
that
Yosemite?
like? I've never been. What are some cool nature spots for you? Like, what do you look for?
Well, since I live in Ventura, you know, Ojai is not that far away.
Yeah.
It's only probably like a 10-minute drive. And you just can go out in the forest and find little creeks and just chilling with the ducks, you know?
Yeah, dude, the ducks. I used to live down the street from a duck pond.
Oh, okay. So you know the fucking ducks.
I know the ducks, dude.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're like little dinosaurs.
they'll test you. They'll fucking swim up to you with their little tails and see how far they can get, and they'll swim away.
Yeah. So that's cool. Like Ojai, like finding cool little creeks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then also like the kind of like the mountain environment. It gives
Yeah.
a different kind of feel opposed to like, I don't know, just like going to a beach that's flat.
Yeah, I've always lived by the beach, and I never find myself drawn to that. I find myself drawn to going up to Ojai or Oakview and chilling, in the trees and climbing over logs and, splashing in little ponds and creeks.
Heck yeah.
But for any of you guys who are just like absolutely dying of quarantine and want to like go on a drive, a couple weeks ago, I drove up the 33 and went to Maricopa Highway. And if you go up that little highway, you like go up like 5,000 feet elevation, and it's snowing up there.
Whoa.
And you can just go chill in the snow if you want to get out, because this virus can't withstand the temperature,
Oh, really?
and go play in the snow.
Yeah, to build a snowman.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures. Maybe you can post them up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah.
And I never really liked the snow, but I never like been to the snow as an adult.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, exactly. It was like my first time as an adult going, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool. I've been taking like cold showers, like just like putting myself in that extreme temperature.
I think about that. I think about you every time I shower. Not in that way, because we talked about this
Yeah.
when you were at my house last time, and you're giving the advice of putting yourself through something uncomfortable at least once a day helps you. Well, I forgot what you said, but
Dude, there's so many benefits. It like builds your mental toughness. It's like good physically for your body. Like it's good for inflammation. Like if you have any aches or pains, or like after a workout, it's good so your muscles won't be like super sore afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then yeah, just like basically our body. Imagine our body is like a mansion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have so many rooms. If you like are living in the same room every day, you have all this mansion that is just gonna like go to waste, or it's just gonna
Mm-hmm.
collect cobwebs. So when you like put yourself in that extreme temperature of a cold shower, then automatically you have this new room of your body that you can utilize. There's like
Yeah.
this, yeah, or the same thing with like going into a sauna or something. Like that's also another extreme. Like our bodies are so like durable, they're like high performance vehicles.
And
Sometimes you
people
gotta,
don't realize that.
yeah, yeah, sometimes you gotta like rev the engine a little bit just to like
Yeah.
keep it working right.
Explore your mansion.
Yeah, explore your mansion.
Explore all this estate,
Yeah.
But you said you start your showers hot and then you go cold, or you go cold then hot?
I do cold and then hot.
I do the opposite. I go
Yeah.
from hot to cold.
Yeah, that's good for like your pores, like closing your pores afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I do that uncomfortable thing. I try to do it every day, with my exercising, like really
Yeah.
pushing myself to the point that I feel like I'm gonna pass out, but
Yeah.
not in an unhealthy way,
No, dude, I
but
feel you.
just in that, that level of just getting there where you feel like you can't do it, and you just like somehow manifest this power, and you just push to finish that set or finish that exercise.
Heck
And
yeah.
it's really like the best high I have ever had in my life,
Yeah.
and I'm
Dang, dude,
glad
good
that
job.
I'm addicted to that, because if I didn't have that, and all this whole process of me being inside my chrysalis and transforming would not have been possible,
Yeah, that's part of the transformation process. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful how we can like muster up that last little thing. Like when we don't feel like it, like that's when it's so important to like take that step and to actually do it, because you're actually like training yourself to do it when you don't feel like it, as opposed to only when you feel like it.
Yeah, and then in those times where I feel like I can't do it, I just hear the echoes of the past, like all the taunting and the teasing and all that, stuff
Whoa.
to be like, don't be a bitch, you can do it. Like, fuck it, F
Yeah.
these people who said you couldn't, or made you feel like shit, or made you feel ugly, and just do it.
Yeah, you're empowering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, dude. So you feel like you grow every day? Like you're a better person than you were the day before?
I do. I really do. And the people I'm living with, since I'm renting the studio at my best friend's family's house, they see it too. They're like, why in the fuck are you so happy? I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I just got done working out. I just got done laying out in the sun and fucking hanging out with their animals and just chilling. I don't know. I'm soaking it up.
Mm.
And in this chaotic time, we need to soak up some good energy.
Yeah. Yeah. We have this like beautiful opportunity that some people can choose to like worry. Some people can choose to like build yourself up and to like actually like realize that your happiness and like the fulfilling feeling that you have inside is actually up to you and not to what's
Hmm.
happening out in the world.
But my heart does go out to anyone in these times, whoever are feeling absolutely distraught or have no idea what's going on or what to do. Just, we're all here. We're all going through it together. And,
Yeah.
for any of those who are watching that feel like they need a positive, energy in their life right now, feel free to contact me, FaceTime me. I'm here. I'm not doing anything. I have another bottle of wine. We can chat.
That's beautiful. Yeah, dude. You're a shining light to many people.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
And
Is
you
there
guys are all my mirrors reflecting it back to me.
It's true, dude. We're all mirrors and we're all light.
We're all lights and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. And we're all also like projection screens
Mm-hmm.
and the projector. We're the screen and the projector, depending on like who we're talking to.
Yeah. We're the masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
It's all within us, and we just have to let it be used in the right way to get through all this crap.
Yeah. Be used in the right way. Yeah, they're all like all these concepts that we're talking about, like they're all like tools that are on our tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
they're all like they're all like paintbrushes and palettes that we could
Yeah.
paint our own setting, our own like picture. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, I also pulled out a little something to show everybody.
Cool.
So for Christmas, I got like the coolest fucking gift ever. So as I showed you in my closet, I'm obsessed with surrealism and I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with
Yeah,
the
that Dolly
artist
stuff.
Salvador Dali. And Dali made tarot cards.
Whoa.
He fucking made tarot cards. And they stopped making them and then they started producing them again. And it's this purple velvet box.
Oh dang. So what is tarot? That's like a divining kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's just using there's some people can feel energy. Some people are clairvoyant. And then there's other people who can get messages or feelings through these cards by understanding the artwork and by relating these numbers and these images, to relay messages of whatever they're asking.
Wow, that's trippy, dude. I'm interested to see his artwork on these cards.
Oh, they're really cool. Now, I guess instead of opening.
Wow. The high priest. That's like there's Hebrew on the top left. Yeah, I think that's Hebrew, right?
I think so.
The lovers.
It's like us.
Aw. Yeah. Dude, I love you. Got a deep love for you. The chariot. All these are like archetypes. Like within our collective consciousness, we have certain characters that like keep popping up in different areas. Oh, the hermit, like a hermetic philosophy. And that's like one of I think one of the manifestations of like these archetypes is stuff through like these tarot cards. Strength. The Hanged Man. That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Death. Down looks middle. Is that death on a tree?
It is.
And like a humanoid crow figure.
And I like how it's on a tree because, you know, the death people, when people get the death card, they fucking freak out. But it's not actual death. You know, it can just be the end of something and the birthing of something new.
Yeah. On that same note, like when you have a dream and you dream about death, that's that same concept. Like like something old is being is finished, and now there's room for the new to grow. Or like if you dream of yourself dying, it's like your old self is dying and a new one is growing now. The star last day. Do you know why he made these tarot cards?
I have no clue why he made them or what made him think about making his own deck. I wonder if it says in here. I've always been kind of not afraid but hesitant on dabbling into the cards and really using them.
Yeah, that kind of stuff kind of sketches me out, but it's still super interesting.
Yeah. You know, being raised Catholic, you know, we were always told not to fuck with that shit. It's like I was saying about cashing in your coins. Like, if I start asking these questions and getting stuff out of this universe, is they gonna fuck me over, you know?
I feel you, like knowing things that maybe you're not supposed to know.
Exactly.
Or it might, or like it'll remove something from the experience that you're supposed to experience. Dude, that happened to me one time with it wasn't with tarot cards, but it was with it was a book called the I Ching. And so like that book, it like gives you like insights on whatever situation or like the question that you ask of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it deals with like time and the way that like time is like always changing. So it gives you like a cross section of something that's always moving, if that makes sense. And anyways, I asked it the same question, like with the same kind of intention over twice. And it like told me, it was like, hey, like this isn't like I forgot what it said exactly, but basically like you're not supposed to know everything about this, like the like basically that, yeah, you're not supposed to know everything about this. And it was
like it was telling you that.
Yeah, like I
It was
asked it
fucking
once.
warning you.
Yeah, like I asked it once and it gave me an answer, and then I asked it again the next day.
It's like, okay, too fucking much.
Yeah,
you're trying to get too much out of me.
Right, that's what it was, dude. It was a trip.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Just wait.
That's interesting. So you never use those, the tarot cards?
No, fuck that. I'm not gonna use that.
What kind of wine are you drinking?
14 Hands Stampede, a bold blend.
Cool.
Good year. Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers to all you viewers.
So how's your family doing? Everybody's good?
Yeah, we're doing really good. The only scary thing is you know, my mom works at the hospital here in Ventura.
Oh, yeah.
But she works on the recovery floor. So when people have scheduled surgeries, they go to her floor, and then she processes all the paperwork and prescriptions. Like, she just like files everything, you know? But on her floor is the only floor in the hospital that has a certain type of equipment that can monitor the oxygen level in somebody.
Okay.
So they stopped all surgeries, and then now it's the COVID-19 floor.
Oh, dang.
So
she works on the COVID-19 floor.
She's the secretary for the COVID-19 floor, and it scared the living hell out of me, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like a big responsibility.
It is a big responsibility because when she had a shift last week, there was 10 people. Not all of them were positive. They were just waiting to see, because it takes a few days after testing to find out if they have it or not. But still, it's really scary, because everyone has to like gear up. You have to go through this big process just to get to work. You have to be screened. You have to go shower. You have to bring your own clothes. Like, it was just scary.
Yeah, a lot of precautions. Thank
A
you. I
lot of
can't imagine that.
precautions.
Sounds scary.
Like, my mom luckily doesn't deal with patients. Like, she doesn't have to attend to them, but
Right.
she works with the nurses, because
Yeah.
she helps the nurses stay on task. The nurses go to her and ask, like, who's in this room? What do they need? And she has to know it all, and she has to interact with these nurses who are just completely geared up in like hazmat shit. And my poor beautiful mother with these lines all across her face from the mass. And I was like trying to tell her, like, put in like your time off. You have so much paid time off. But my mom's such a fucking saint and a badass. She's like, I'm not going to leave the nurses and the patients there by themselves. Like, she's like, imagine what these patients are feeling when they're absolutely isolated for hours and hours, just to wait out this illness or this virus. And she was like, I can't do that. I can't. They need my help.
Yeah, she feels the responsibility.
She feels a responsibility, and I praise her on having that drive. But at the same time, it's my mom, and I'm just like so scared. But she makes sure to keep us updated, and she's very precautious, and she shows us her process and how to stay sanitized and healthy, being part of the people who are on the front lines of helping the sick.
Heck yeah, dude. Shouts out to your mom and like all the other people working in the
all the
hospitals
first
right now.
responders, everyone on the front lines. Thank you so fucking much for being badasses, and
That's right.
taking this oath to help us in any way, any disease, any virus, anytime.
Definitely. I like talking about like healing, just like all the things that our bodies are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
I pray for like a lot of healing just around your mom, that just like healing like radiates off of her and like off of all the nurses that are involved in that.
Yeah. I even made her a cute little like little sack so she can take her stuff with like little empty bottles to put her products in, and I put
cool.
a little bottle of holy water, a little prayer card, and a little cross, and
Aww.
I gave it to her crying. I'm like, just be fucking safe,
that holy water.
I'm like putting my tears in the holy water. I'm like, just be safe.
Wow, dude, that's beautiful. Dude, I wanna talk about an experience I had with you that is, yeah, it tripped me out. We were chilling in your garage one time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what we're talking about. That was a weird experience. Okay, go.
Yeah, and so I remember like just like leading up to this, also to give you guys context, we were playing like a horror video game, or like we were like putting all this stuff in our consciousness. So and it was like nighttime, like super late. So it was like spooky.
We were watching What Lies Beneath or something.
I can't remember.
We were watching a scary movie.
Okay, yeah, we were watching a scary movie. Thought it was a video game.
And
yeah,
we were drinking, and I think I smoked, or we were smoking. I can't remember. And every time I start drinking, or I get so relaxed that I'm open to these energies, or I don't know, I'm just like this little vessel that can interpret anything that other people's emotions or any energies or whatever. And we were pretty fucked up in the night.
Yeah.
And I just kept on like, I don't know how to explain it when I get into this little
dude. Okay, so yeah, basically like he turns to my friend, I think it was Veronica, and
Veronica,
and then
and
I
turned to her, and I was like, your grandma passed away, huh? Like your grandma from your mom's side. And she was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And we didn't know any of this, you know, we didn't know any of her family history or anything. And I'm like, I have this weird feeling that your mom and your mom's sister, she's telling me that your aunt and your mom are fighting over something, like fighting over the will or fighting over how things were supposed to be. And she was like, what the fuck? Like she was getting tripped out.
Yeah,
She
dude.
was like, what the fuck? How do you know? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, here or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I'm getting this. But all I know is that she wants me to tell you that your mom is right in this situation. She's like, I fucking knew it. She was like, I fucking knew it. She's like, I'm going to tell my mom. She's like, wait, I don't know if I can tell my mom. She's like, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but I
Yeah.
fucking knew it.
And then you also said, or her grandma also said, and you're gonna do well on the audition and not to worry.
And she did, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't she get in?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. That was such a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was
Trippy,
scary.
dude. And
That
then
was really
yeah,
scary.
it was just
And
like you turn to her and then you're like, oh, your grandma's here. Like, oh, like it's definitely.
that only has happened a few times in my life, and it just has to be at the right time. And I don't know.
What does that feel like to you? Like, does it trip you out? Like, are you like conscious of it or like?
Mm, I feel like I can do it when I'm not intoxicated,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's like your logic trying like, oh no, that's just you know, you're just thinking random stuff, or you know. But since I've been isolated here, I'm starting to like connect with the people around me.
Hmm.
And I was chilling outside, and my best friend's mom was hanging outside with me, and we were just chilling. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, I need to get some lotion." And she was like, "What made you say that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just blurred out random stuff." She was like, "I literally was just thinking in my head, my skin is so dry."
Oh.
And she was like, "I need to get some lotion." And I was like,
You
and
like
I
you
just
answered her thought.
I answered her thought, and that actually happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
When I'm like in public, just chilling. Like one time I was in a waiting room, and I just like look over at somebody. I'm like, oh, he's short. Like I just blurt out something, and the girl next to me, she's like, I was just thinking that in my head. Like I don't know. We can just you know thinking the same thing at the same time,
Sure.
but sometimes I just like blurt out this random shit, and it's because someone else was thinking about it, you know,
Yeah.
or
There's
I
like a
just
connection
connect
there.
with somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a. It's like not like intuition. Is that intuition? I don't
I
know.
don't fucking know. I just feel like it's something that we all have that we can just, you know,
Yeah.
connect without speaking,
Mm.
and but we just don't know how to tap into it, or we're not as developed enough to, you know, allow ourselves to connect, you know.
Yeah. And maybe like our next evolution, like whatever's after humans, will be able to do that better.
Yeah, like how the fuck do aliens talk? It's all fucking telepathic.
Yeah. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah. You really think we're the only things?
I think it's some kind of like blend of like a spiritual dimension and then like a different planet.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah.
Like I don't think it's, I don't know, maybe like sometimes to our human eyes they look like little gray people or like these like green humanoid things. But maybe that's just like the
Mm-hmm.
form they take or like what our eyes are able to perceive. Maybe there's a lot more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. I think I saw a UFO one time though. What do you think?
We're at
I was over by Magoo Rock
what?
off the PCH.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like chilling. It was like
When
super
you
late
just
at
saw
night.
something fucking.
Yeah, dude, there were like three lights in the sky, and they were all kind of like going like this, and it was like super far away.
Shut the fuck up.
No, dude, it was for serious. And then all of a sudden, I saw one like zip like super fast one way, and then I saw like the other one like zip super fast another way. So it was just weird, like how fast and like agile they were, like right here, like, and then it was a trip, dude.
That's
Over
them.
the ocean. That's
Yep,
them.
that's them. They're like, hello, Omar. Hello. They're like, hello. Hello.
Saying hi, making contact. That's them.
I would voluntarily be abducted for scientific research.
What do you think they'll do to you?
I don't know. They're probably like, we don't know what the fuck to do with you. You're not a perfect specimen. Sorry.
Come sing for us.
Come
It'd
and
be
sing.
kind of cool to like be some kind of like jester to the aliens,
Mm-hmm.
like the entertainer. Sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like an alien trying to be human or like learning how to be human.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like I'm so weird. Sometimes it's like, oh wait, this is what the other humans do. This is how the humans do it, and then like I'll adopt that for
Mm-hmm.
whatever I need to. But it's like not my inclination.
Yeah. Fucking ET, man.
Oh, dude, I had a dream about an alien the other night.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Was it like a hot alien?
no, dude, it was like an ET alien, but I didn't
No
see
way.
it.
Like
Yeah,
phone home?
yeah, like that dude in like the hoodie. But I didn't actually like see him or it, but I felt it, and it like felt the way that I imagine ET would feel like. Like I was holding it like a baby in my arms, and it was wrapped up in a blanket. Yeah, dude. And I put it on
Holding
my.
baby Jesus?
Okay, dude. Okay, so so I have this alien wrapped up in a blanket, and I set it down on my couch. And then I remember like waking up thinking like, what the heck does that mean? Like it just seems so thick that there's a message for me in there. Thick. So I actually like rearranged my room, and then I had like an inspiration, and I noticed that watch, I'm gonna grab this thing real quick. So I had this
Ooh.
thing backwards, and I have this Bible verse pasted on it, and so it was being obscured by my instruments, like it was being hidden. And at that moment that I realized that, I also realized that there were a lot of blankets or like sweaters on my couch. So I connected like the alien in the blanket or in the cloth and all this other cloth on the couch, and then
Mm-hmm.
the alien's covered, and like this alien is like literally covered by, first it's turned around, and also it's like behind the instruments. So I just like took them apart, and I have them like displayed over here. So I think that's
Whoa.
what like the dream was telling me.
That's so cool. Yeah, everyone, sound off. Have you guys ever had some kind of paranormal experience or kind of weird clairvoyant intuition experience? Or fuck, if you even think you've been abducted, let us know. I want to know. Tell me
Yeah,
your
definitely.
tell me your stories, Entertain me. Fuck, I've been here for what, over an hour telling you shit. Tell me something,
Straight up.
assholes.
Yeah. The probing.
I like probing.
Just letting them know when they arrive in the saucers. Like it's like you're either the perfect candidate or not.
Our probe isn't big enough for you.
This is awesome.
Oh my god.
Is it?
Ooh, I had another thought, but
Oh
fuck, it
yeah.
flew out.
Retrace your thoughts.
Fucking wine, Jesus.
I had a dream about Jesus the other night too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching a screen, maybe like a TV, and I remember I was like studying music. The
Mm-hmm.
teacher on the screen was Jesus, but he looked like a cartoon. He looked like some kind of mix between like. Did you ever watch the movie Spirited Away?
Yes.
Okay, so Jesus looked like some kind of creature, like that kind of like animation,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah, yeah,
also yeah, like in the like those things in the bathhouse, and
yes.
and then it also like some kind of mix between like Adventure Time and The Simpsons. So, anyways, I have this cartoon Jesus like teaching me about music, but he's teaching me to learn from like somebody on my worship team that I respect a lot, and it's just like really interesting. It's like, oh, like maybe I just need to the meaning that I get from that is like I can learn how to be a better worshiper from my friend,
Hmm.
from this really like skilled and talented musician. So, anyways, that's my Jesus dream. There's more to it, but
So as a little kid, I used to be terrified at night. And I don't know if it had to do with being able to feel energies or stuff. I was always afraid of the dark and always felt like there was something there, you know? So that
uh-huh.
something not following me, but there's always this something there.
In the darkness.
And I don't know how to explain. I'm just a scaredy cat to begin with. Like I still sleep with those lights in my vanity. I sleep with those on at night because I
Uh-huh.
just need some kind of lighting to feel safe at night. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just so weird. Um, so I used to sleep in the living room as a kid to have the TV on and just, feel safer. But I still used to be terrified as fuck. And I used to look out this window and you just see the tree. But for some reason, it would be Jesus, like a side profile of Jesus on the cross.
Whoa.
And I
When you
would
would look
just
out the
see
window?
when I would look out the window and I would just be staring at it. And it kind of gave me some comfort. And I would just look out this window and the trees would be shaped as Jesus on the cross.
Wow.
And I told my mom about it years later. And she was like, that happened to me when I was a kid.
What the heck?
Like, I used to see Jesus on the cross too. And I was like, tripped the fuck out.
Yeah.
I was like a
Yeah.
little kid, like elementary school, going to middle school, telling my mom about this. And then she tells me that she saw the same thing or experienced the same feelings when she was scared at night too. I don't fucking know.
Do you think maybe that sounds like something like passed from your, at least from you to your mom, like passed from your ancestors? What
Yeah,
if it's like an ancestral thing?
it's so weird. I don't know. I think there's just something, this weird connection that my mom and I have together when
Hmm.
we really find the power within our spirituality and, our praising and stuff. Like the other day, I went to go visit her because she got taken off the work schedule because she has a lot of paid time off. So I went to go visit her because I don't want to see her. She's working at the fucking COVID floor.
Yeah.
And so we're hanging out, drinking turmeric tea, and I just put on Gregorian chant music, and we're just fucking listening to this music,
Yeah.
hanging out. Me and her in the kitchen, just sipping tea. That's just how we are,
Yeah.
And like my brother and his girlfriend come in, and they give us this weird look, like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And my mom and I just start laughing because this music isn't what people are used to or don't
The
even know
Gregorian
about
chants.
it. Gregorian chants, and my mom and I are just fucking like buzzing off the energy of it.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, I think there is some kind of weird connection that has been passed on to us that I don't know. We just find that power within that music and then within our spirituality. I don't know. It's so cool.
I dig it, dude. It's a beautiful story. You and your mom. The turmeric tea and the Gregorian chants.
Gregorian chants, yeah.
Dude, my dad listens to Gregorian chants too. It's a trip.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and like classical music, like while he's
What?
driving and stuff. It's trippy.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Hang on one second. Ollie, can you close the door, please? Thanks.
We're filming. Shut it louder. Okay.
You're a trip, dude. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. Not that. Yeah, I can think of. I'm getting kind of buzzed. I want to open that second bottle of wine. Where's the opener?
Cool. Yeah, I think it's a good spot to wrap it up.
Well, thank you so much for having me as your
Yeah.
guest.
Yeah, thank you, dude. I love you very much, and I really
I
appreciate
love you
you
so
talking to me.
much.
Heck yeah.
I can cry.
Good. Harvest those holy tears.
I'll put him in a bottle for you, and then you can,
Make
we
some
can do a
anointing
little
oil.
christening.
Oh, that's trippy,
Well,
dude.
take care.
Yeah, take care. Is there anything you want to let the
You and
people
all the
know before you?
viewers,
Yeah.
let people know what?
I don't know, just anything before we go.
Mm, I send all you good intentions and good energy. And I love you all. Stay safe. Wash your fucking hands. Don't touch your face. And explore your estate.
I love it. Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
Thank you.
Talk to
Have a
you
good
soon.
day.
Yeah.